In comparison to brand name drugs, are generic drugs a solution to affordability by all? I say emphatically no. My worthy opponents will try to convince you that generic drugs are cheap, completely safe, and bioequivalent to brand name drugs. We have seen troubling reactions, even deaths, and a series of recalls that makes us wonder, are generic drugs as safe as the FDA says they are? From my own personal experience this year so far, I have seen recalls on ferrous sulfate tablets, color changes and the inability to disintegrate, paracetamol tablets powdering heavily, cotrimoxazole tablets covered in spots, the FDA report, fungus. My opponents, this is worrisome. 90% of our generics come from India. India has a self-admitted problem of manufacturing unreliable drugs. My worthy opponents, this is frightening. The World Health Organization in 2007 estimated 20% of generics coming out of India were substandard. The Mashelka report, commissioned by the Indian government, recommended upgrading India's drug regulations to international standards. Last year, one of India's largest and most respected drug makers, Ranbaxy Laboratories, received FDA warnings concerning quality control and documentation issues. In a random testing, 17% of isoniazid and 12% of rifampicin failed thin layer chromatography and disintegration testing. My friends, these are powerful drugs in the treatment of tuberculosis. Could substandard drugs be the reasons we are seeing so much drug resistance to deadly TB? Apart from these regulations, generic drugs should never be used by patients on narrow therapeutic index drugs such as warfarin, phenytoin, levothyroxine. The FDA allows an effectiveness range between 80 and 125%. For these patients, substitution could be disastrous should they receive too much or too little of the active ingredients. Can you imagine a patient on warfarin receiving too much medication and being injured with a cut? Can you imagine a woman on a generic birth control pill being told that it is 80% effective? The FDA does not specify generics to have the same inactive ingredients as brand name drugs. This is a big mistake. The inactive ingredients are vital for the disintegration, and they determine the delivery of the drug to target organs. Let me ask you this question. Do you want to bargain with your health? We all want cheaper drugs, but not at the expense of our health.